Hello and welcome to CodeLad. I'm Ali and this is the 7th tutorial for HTML. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about block and inline type of tags. Now, every HTML tag has a default display value depending on what type of tag it is. So there are two types of display values. One is block and the second one is inline. So let's head over to Sublime Text and do some coding so you can understand it easily. What is a block type of tag? A block type of tag always start on a new line and it usually takes all the width available there is on a page. So there are some block types of elements like heading tags, paragraph tag, but the most important one is div tag. Now you might be hearing the div tag for the first time in HTML, but this is the most important tag and whole websites are built on this tag. What a div tag is. Div tag, you can think of it as a container. It contains all the other elements or all the other tags inside it. So this is a div tag, div, opening and closing tag, and the only attribute it needs is either class or id. You can give it a class or you can apply style to it. These are the only two attributes it is gonna use. Now for example, you can add h1 over here and write tutorial 7 spelling wrong. Okay, and also add a paragraph that this is about div tag. Okay, you can name this class as tutorial 7. So as you can see, this div tag is containing these two tags or as many tags as you want in one place, so you can style them easily and they can be properly placed. Now the second type is inline. So what is an inline type? An inline type tag does not start on a new line and it only takes the width which is assigned to it or which is necessary. So many tags are inline tag, for example, image tag or anchor tag, but the most important one is span tag. Span tag is like div tag. It is also used as a container, but it is used as a container for mostly some specific text in a line, so you can change its color or font. For example, uh, I can add a span tag to this div. Sorry, add a span tag over here, write span, and over here close it. As div tag, span tag also only need class and style. I'm gonna class it like say color and I'm gonna save it. Now what the benefit of span tag is, I can change the color or font of this specific word div. Now without this span tag there is no other tag which can help me do that. Now I'm gonna go over here, add a style tag, and in there I'm gonna define color and let's say color red. Save it, go over here, open with Chrome, and as you can see this word div is now red only because it is inside this span. Now I can also add the word tag to this span and now sorry, these both will be red. So this is the benefit of span. Now let me add a border to the div tag so I can show you how it takes up all the width. Tutorial 7, and I'm gonna add a border of say 5 pixel solid black. Refresh it. You can see it is taking the whole width of the web page. But if I add the same thing to the span tag, let's say copy it and add over here, it will only take the width of what is necessary. It won't take the full width. So this is the main difference between span tag and div tag. Other than that, both are exactly same. Now to explain it a little more, we're gonna create a layout like a small web page with a let's say navigation bar, a header, footer, and a section, so you can understand it easily. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove these things, these two. Okay, I'm gonna start fresh. So what's the first thing in a web page? There's the header in which there are logo or a slogan. So I'm gonna write div. I'm gonna give it an ID of header. I'm gonna close this div tag. First of all, I'm gonna make a structure. Then I'm gonna add some content to it. The second thing is a navigation bar. So I'm gonna create another div, give it an ID of nav. I'm gonna close this. The third thing is section in which the whole body of the web page is. So another div, sorry, I created dir div with the ID of section, and lastly a footer, ID of footer. Okay, so I can add a header, for example, what should I name it? Yeah, Ali's tutorials for HTML. Nowadays I'm spelling everything wrong. I don't know what happened. You see, I'm gonna just leave it like that. Okay, in navigation I'm gonna just write let's say what, HTML, add a br, CSS, add another br, jQuery, and add another br. In the section I can write that Ali is a YouTuber who teaches web designing and development. Okay, and in the footer I can write, what can I write, like in every footer, all rights reserved. I still don't know what this line means, but I just write it everywhere. Also 2016. Yeah, I'm gonna save it, go over here, refresh it, and I'm gonna show you this is it for now without any styling. This is it which I write. Now I'm gonna add some styling to it. I'm gonna sorry, go over here, define a style tag, and in here first of all I'm gonna define a header. So I'm gonna write hashtag header, and in there I'm gonna add a background color of, let's say, gray. By the way, you can also add hex color and RGBA colors. For example, I can write a hashtag and then I can write 000. This means black. Now the background will be total black, but we can't do that because we cannot be able to see anything. I'm gonna just use the words. I'm gonna write gray. I'm gonna add a height of say 50 pixel, and I'm gonna add font size of 20 pixel, padding 10 pixel. Then I'm gonna go to the nav. Over here I'm gonna add background color. What should I add? Red. It won't look good, but I have to add some color. Okay, and let's say height. How much height should I put? 200 pixels. Yeah, font size will be say 10, no, 10 is too small, I think 30 pixel. Okay, also add padding to it, 10 pixel, and also add width of say 300 pixel. Okay, and another thing is float is like it will push the uh, it will push the container to whichever side I write. So I'm gonna write left over it, so it will push the navigation bar container to the left. And the next thing is section. Sorry. Again, height. What is the height? 200 pixel. Background color blue. And what's next? Font size 30 pixel again. Padding 10 pixel. And float right. By the way, I'm gonna remove it for now. I will show you so you can easily understand. I'm gonna remove it from here also. I'm gonna add width of say 900 pixel. Okay, the last thing is footer. I'm gonna just copy the header and I'm gonna paste it over here. Same thing. Okay, now I'm gonna go here, refresh it. You can see this is the layout right now. Now there is a lot of space over here on the right side of navigation and also on the right side of this section. So how to get rid of that, how to make these two only in a single row? So to do that, I'm gonna add float property in both of these. I'm gonna add float left, and I'm gonna add the same thing over here and go here, refresh it. You can see it is now in a single row, but there is some problem. The footer has been disappeared, its background has been disappeared, only the words are showing. Why? Because the element next to the tag which is floating, as these both have float properties, so they're usually called that they are floating. So these both are floating, and the next tag to it should have to decide to allow the elements to affect itself or not. So to do that, we have to go in footer and add a property of clear that will tell the HTML to allow that tag to be have float elements on the left or right. So we're just gonna write both. So it means it cannot have float elements on the left or the right. So it will automatically fix. You see, now it is fixed. So this is it for today, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you have any question, ask me in the comment section. And please practice this div and span tag, they are important. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one.